Good evening and Happy New Year. And welcome to Pope John Middle School Hockey. Mike Formisano along with you calling tonight's action as the Pope John Junior Lions Middle School Hockey team 6-0 on the season take on West Milford Pequannock. Pope John defeated West Milford Pequannock earlier in the season in game number 1 by a count of 6-2. And so they are looking to extend their unbeaten streak and move their winning streak to 7 games. Meanwhile, West Milford Pequannock with a shortage of players tonight, so they do have a new goaltender in net, Nolan Seidner, number 24, who will be taking over for Cody Truce, who played in the last game, and we'll try and get you players for West Milford Pequannock as we go along. We don't have a roster, names and numbers. I know some of the players, but we'll just go with numbers on the back of the jerseys for the most part. The head coach of West Milford Pequannock is Chris Watt, assisted by Coach Tom Klein tonight. Meanwhile, for Pope John, the head coach, as always, as usual, is Maria Petro. Assistant coaches Mark Weaver and Charlie Spetz, who will pop in throughout the season to assist. And the players for Pope John, as we've gone over the roster before, we'll do it as we go in-game, and we'll let you know who everyone is. So in net for Pope John for this game is number 33, James Boyce. I'm Mike Formisano. We are here live at the Forum in Skylands Ice World. It'll be the Pope John Junior Lions against West Milford Pequannock, and that's next. Opening face-off here from Skylands. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Skylands Ice World inside the Forum for Pope John Middle School Hockey. Mike Formisano here calling today's action as Pope John takes on West Milford Pequannock. The Lions in their blue uniforms trimmed by white. Pope John Middle School on the front with the lion and sticks, names and numbers on the back. And West Milford Pequannock in their gray jerseys with yellow trim. Here's Pope John. They win the faceoff. They're going right to left on your screen. That's Logan Dixon, number 9 for the Lions. He goes over the red line and carries across the blue. He's onside. He goes in the far corner. We'll go with numbers and names for Pope John, but just numbers for West Milford Pequannock. We're not sure of all the players on the roster. There is number 5 for West Milford, placing it up off the ice, and Logan Dixon gets in the way of that. Number 10 comes in for West Milford Pequannock. Saved by James Boyce as he shuts down number 10, who appears to be Seb Rusin. Rusin with the shot, and James Boyce making the huge save to start out this game. So, we are underway here inside the Forum at Skylands Ice World. West Milford Pequannock has had this game circled on their calendar ever since they fell to Pope John in game number 1, 6-2. Michael Formisano with the faceoff. He wins it and goes in the corner. There's Hayden Marshall, number 36. Marshall up to Formisano, 22, and it comes outside the zone where West Milford picks it up. Now inside the WMPQ zone, it goes over to Luke Walsh. Luke Walsh, number 11 for Pope John. Stolen away, and there is number 81 or number 8 on the jersey there for West Milford Pequannock. He's wearing a white jersey, so one of the additions to the line today, I believe, is Johnny Totar. Along the far boards, there's Josh Boyce, James' brother, number 15. We'll pass it off to Hayden Marshall. Here comes Marshall along with Formisano. Marshall inside the zone. Marshall with the shot, just wide left, and it goes in the near corner. The Pope John Lions 6-0 on the season. There's 4 games left in the regular season schedule, and they're looking to extend to 7. Here's Marshall with the shot, just wide right, and it goes in the far corner. Formisano over to Luke Walsh. Walsh has it. Walsh in front to Marshall, now to Formisano. Formisano with the shot. Saved by Nolan Seidner. And it's shot outside the zone by West Milford Pequannock. It comes back to center ice where Pope John has to regroup. Along the boards, intercepted. There's Rusin for West Milford. Stolen away by Logan Dixon, and Dixon will take it. Dixon, number 9 for Pope John. Crossing the blue line now, crossing the red. He comes inside the West Milford Stone, and it's stolen away. And here comes West Milford Pequannock. Number 10 over the blue line coming in. He's got defenders on him. Ryan Walsh is able to poke that away. Number 98 for Pope John. Pass to Tristan Stillwagon. Stillwagon number 24 for the Lions. Takes it back behind the net. West Milford Pequannock has it, and they're able to escape the zone. And it comes out to center ice. Good poke check by Logan Dixon. He gives it over to number 6, Aiden Armiger. Armiger around his own net. Goes into the near corner with it. Looking to pass it up. He'll reverse course. He gives it over to Logan Dixon. Dixon behind. He's got a defender on him. Squirts out to the doors. Not the Zamboni doors. It's ones where the players come through on the other end of the side. Here's the shot by number 3. It's knocked down by Armiger. And here comes Ryan Walsh. Walsh across the red line. Now Walsh across the blue. Ryan Walsh with the backhand pass. Doesn't get there to Ronnie Ziegler. Now to Stillwagon. Stillwagon with the shot. Wide left and off the backboards. Here's Ziegler, number 23. Poked away, and West Milford will pick it up. This was one of the few competitive games that Pope John had early in the season. A 6-2 victory. It was much closer than that. West Milford was up 2-0 going into late stages of the second period. And it was a goal by Michael Formisano and one by Tristan Stillwagon that made the game close. Also, Ryan Walsh, I think, had a hat trick in that game. So they were able to put it away late. But it took until the late stages of the third period for Pope John to lock down the 6-2 victory. So West Milford Pequannock, who was a finalist last year against Jefferson, they lost in the final game of the championship as Jefferson took the title. But Jefferson's had a lot of changes. But Pope John lost a lot of, I'm not Pope John. West Milford Pequannock lost a lot of players as well, but they have rebounded nicely. They've got a solid unit. Here's Hayden Marshall along the boards, trying to clear the zone. Luke Walsh will pass it out to Josh Boyce. It's just out of his reach. Boyce, number 15. And West Milford Pequannock picks it up on their own blue line. That's Johnny Tokar. Pass over to Rusin. Seb Rusin. Rusin with the pass in. The Tokar stolen away by Hayden Marshall. Marshall over the blue line. Marshall comes in the West Milford Pequannock zone. The shot on goal deflected. It's loose. And Walsh can't put it home. Seidner got his right pad on it. And it stopped and froze right there on the doorstep. Now here's Rusin. He's got Boyce on him. Dixon also challenging. And Logan Dixon's able to steal it away. Dixon to Walsh. And Walsh is able to clear it but not out. Now Marshall with a second effort. And he gets it to Formisano. Now to pass back to Marshall just out of his reach. And there is number 15, Trevor Cooper with it. Cooper for West Milford Pequannock. They'll pass it to the far boards. West Milford outside the zone, just past Stillwagon. You got Ziegler out there as well. Now inside the zone, number 21 with the shot. Deflected by Armiger, and it goes off the kick plate. Armiger is able to throw it off along the boards. Cooper has it there at the point. Taken away by Tokar, and now Armiger behind. Hayden Armiger being tied up by Rusin. Now to Tokar. Stolen away by Ziegler. Roddy Ziegler with the rush, trying to get around Cooper. It's off the boards there, and it goes into the bench of West Milford Pequannock and out of play. Shots on goal at this point, 2-1 in favor of Pope John, and we have no score between the Lions and West Milford Pequannock. I'm Mike Formisano. We are here live inside the Forum at Skylands Ice World. Number 23, Ronnie Ziegler taking the draw. He's got Ryan Walsh on the left, Tristan Stillwagon on the right. Logan Dixon and Aiden Armiger on defense. The Lions a perfect 6-0 on the season, looking to get the 7th heaven. It's in the corner, and here is Stillwagon. Stillwagon is thrown in on Seidner, and he'll glove it and freeze it for no further play. Just under 9 minutes to go, first period. No score here inside the Forum between Pope John and West Milford Pequannock. We're glad you're with us tonight. We've got an exciting lineup of athletics and sports here on this channel for the coming week, and we'll cover it with you in just a little bit. Here's the faceoff, comes back to Marshall. Hayden Marshall will send it back into the corner. This will be the only game of January for Pope John until 2 weeks from now. They'll take off Martin Luther King weekend because a lot of teams are on tournaments, but then they'll pick back up against Ringwood on January 21st. Here's Hannah Marshall, Hayden's sister, along the boards is just past her, and so Hayden has to chase. It comes in, just goes wide of James Boyce's net, and Hayden will play it all the way around the boards. Now it goes to the face-off circle. Hannah Marshall pokes at it. In the corner now. Shot on goal. Blocker glove save by James Boyce. Great save by the Pope John netminder. And thrown all the way down into the West Milford end. Ryan Walsh is able to keep it in, but only briefly as it pops back out on and offside. So as we said, we got Pope John hockey tonight as well as 2 weeks from now. But before then, we've got basketball on the schedule. Tuesday afternoon, 4 p.m., the boys middle school team will be playing against Unity Charter at Pope John High School. So please join us for that, 4 p.m. And then Wednesday, the girls basketball team for middle school will be taking on Long Valley, and that's at Long Valley at 4 p.m. And then Thursday, Pope John Boys Middle School will be playing against Black River, and that'll be a road game as well. So exciting hockey and basketball for you here on the channel later this week, and we'll be back with Pope John hockey in a couple of weeks. Here's number 5. For West Milford Pequannock. Goes in the corner. There's Hayden Marshall. Marshall around, and it goes to the far corner. Number 21 is able to stop it there. Now Rusin behind the net. Rusin looking to pass the Tokar. It's in front. Squirts through to Formisano, and he's able to clear the zone. He gives it over to Luke Walsh. Here's Walsh over the blue line. Walsh along the near boards. Luke tried to pass it to Formisano. He gets it across, goes through the crease, and into the Zamboni doors where the ice kind of dips down, and the puck gets stuck there. 7:10 to go here, first period. Here's Tokar across the blue line. Being defended by Hayden Marshall. He wraps it around the boards. It goes in the far corner. Now Dixon with it. Logan Dixon gets it past Rusin. And Dixon will look to carry out. Logan Dixon across the blue line. Nice move around Tokar. He gets over the red, now over the blue. Dixon still with it. The shot on goal, saved by Seidner. He didn't have a lot of leverage on it, but still got the shot off on his backhand. And Seidner was able to make the save. Icing on the play, and it'll come all the way back down to the West Milford Pequannock end. 6:39 to go, first period. No score here at Skylands Ice World inside the Forum. Mike Formisano along with you. Lineup for Pope John. Now, Ronnie Ziegler will center along with Tristan Stillwagon on the right. Ryan Walsh on the left. Logan Dixon and Aiden Narminger on defense. Here's Stillwagon as Ziegler wins it. It's through to Ryan Walsh. He scores! Ryan Walsh into the top shelf, the toy department. And the Pope John Lions take a 1-0 lead. Walsh with the goal at 6:34 remaining of the first period. Assisted by number 24, Tristan Stillwagon. And the Lions lead 1-0. So Ziegler will take the draw. West Milford wins it. It goes back into their zone, but Ziegler racing like a demon after it. It's picked up by West Milford, and they can't escape the zone. Ziegler with a good effort. He gets an elbow from Rusin, and he's going to be called for it. Sam Rusin with the elbow on Ronnie Ziegler, and Rusin will go to the sin bin. 6:20 remaining here in the first period. Here's the official. So, penalty against Rusin, and the face-off will go down to the West Milford Pequannock end. Lions lead 1-0 on a goal by... they're putting it in the Pope John end. It's the other end. It's the West Milford end, yeah. So, on a goal by Ryan Walsh, number 98. Assisted by Tristan Stillwagon, number 24. And that's your lead so far, 1-0. So, as we said, we'll try and get you updates of the games going on. We covered girls basketball this past week, and they had a game at Livingston High School, actually Heritage Middle School in Livingston. Shot goes wide and off the backboards, and the girls played valiantly, but they lost 29-18 to Heritage, so they'll be looking to rebound this Wednesday at Long Valley. And the boys, they haven't played in a while, so they get their first home game, and it'll be against Unity Charter, and that'll be on Tuesday. We'll be there with you for that, 4 p.m. Please join us. And we'll try and get updates for wrestling as well as we go through. I know the Constantine tournament's coming up on January 13th. We'll try and get you updates of that when we find out more information. The wrestling is going well, and they have been dominating their opponents, and Coach Fritz has been doing a fantastic job with that team. So, Pope John Middle School Sports. Shot over the crossbar and along the near boards, and then we'll start looking towards spring. Although you wouldn't know it now with the snowstorm this past weekend. About 3 to 6 inches in the Sparta area. Puck comes all the way down the ice, and it'll be a nice 5:16 remaining. First period, 1-0 Pope John leads over West Milford Pequannock. The games for the remainder of the hockey schedule, as we said, 2 weeks from now against Ringwood, and then 3 weeks from now, they will play High Point again. Now, that game went 10-7 as Pope John won over High Point, so that will be a challenge. And then Jefferson on the schedule one last time. That's on February 4th, and that'll be the end of the regular season. And then playoffs. Here's Luke Walsh. Walsh on the face-off circle on the near end. Walsh will circle around. Tried to pass it back to Dixon. It was tipped away. And here comes West Milford Pequannock. It looks to be Braden Klein. Shot in. Deflected down off Logan Dixon, and Michael Formisano picks it up. Here's Formisano. Formisano carries it over the blue line. He's in the corner. He's knocked down, and we got a penalty. And it will be against West Milford Pequannock. So Formisano knocked down, and we'll get the official announcement. So roughing call against Trevor Cooper, number 15. And the Lions will go back to the power play. They're 0 for 1 in the power play so far. Here is Stillwagon. Stillwagon will give it off to Walsh. Now to Hannah Marshall. Now the hot shot by Ziegler off the glass. Bone rattling shot by Ziegler from the point. Now it takes a weird bounce off the Zamboni doors. Comes back in front. Now back to the point. Now Marshall over to Ziegler. Ziegler's slap shot off the crossbar. Ziegler rings iron after he rings glass. So West Milford gets away with one there. And here comes West Milford Pequannock into the Pope John end. Trailing 1-0 to the Lions. Number 17 with the puck. Circling around. They go around the world again behind the net. Now to number 10, the shot. He fanned on it. And Stillwagon picks it up. Tristan Stillwagon into the skates of Ryan Walsh. Walsh knocked down. And we got another penalty call. And as West Milford picks it up, they will be penalized. 39 seconds remaining on the initial penalty to Trevor Cooper. And so here's the official announcement. So cross check against Tokar. And that will put Pope John up 5-on-3. So a 5-on-3 power play for Pope John for 39 seconds. And then Cooper will come out of the box. And it'll go to a 5-on-4. Back to Hannah Marshall, now to Ziegler. Ziegler at the point. Ziegler fires! Stick save and hit off the butt end of the stick of Nolan Seidner, and it went out of play. So Ziegler was targeting that top left corner, but it hit off the shaft of the stick of Nolan Seidner. So Stillwagon will take the draw against Grusin. Both teams, players are teammates in the New Jersey Jets organization for Black Bear. Run out of Skylands and also Aspen Ice and Randolph. Here's the shot on goal. Seidner saves underneath his pads, and he covers as Pope John not able to put the rebound home. Score remains 1-0 on a goal by Ryan Walsh with about 6.5 minutes remaining in the first period. We're down to 3:29 to go in the first. Line change for Pope John as they send out Josh Boyce, Luke Walsh, Michael Formisano, Aiden Armiger, and Logan Dixon. Formisano will take the draw. He wins it, gives it back to Walsh, now to Dixon. Rusin chasing after, can't get it. Here's Luke Walsh on his backhand, knocked off the puck. It comes back to Dixon. Dixon along the near boards now. Goes in the corner, here's Walsh. Walsh pulls it back, goes back in the corner, now to Dixon. Logan Dixon at the face-off dot. Dixon at the hash marks, the shot, wide left. It takes a bounce off the back of the net and picked up by West Milford Pequannock. Now Walsh with it again. Walsh in the side to Formisano. Formisano with the shot. Saves Seidner. It hit his mask. and it goes along the far boards where Armiger has it. Aiden Armiger with the shot. It deflected off of Walsh, and it goes along the near boards. Here is Formisano. Formisano to Armiger. Armiger with the slapper. Goes wide left and off the near boards. The penalty's over to Trevor Cooper, so we only have the minor to... And a goal! It's poked home! We'll get the official announcement. I was looking at the box to see when Tokar's penalty will be over, but there was no time on the board. And as that happened, Pope John scores. So the goal goes to number 11. And that's Hannah Marshall. If I'm not mistaken, yeah, Hannah's got number 11 on, right? Assisted by number 22, Michael Formisano. Well, she's wearing 17. Trying to see on the bench who's wearing number 11. Oh, Luke Walsh. Walsh with the goal, assisted by Formisano, and so it's 2-0 Pope John. Now back to action. Here's the shot saved by Boyce. So the confusion there was that I was looking for the penalty against Tokar because he's wearing a white jersey with no number. It wasn't posted on the board, but I knew he was still in the box. So as I took a peek in the box to see if he was still there, that's when the goal was scored. So my apologies as we missed the goal there, but we got it on tape, and as you're watching, I'm sure you saw it. So Luke Walsh gets credit for the goal, assisted by Formisano, and it's 2-0 Pope John. Here is Cooper. Trevor Cooper. Pass across to number 10 for West Milford. Takes it over the red line, now over the blue. Into the zone, the shot. Blocker glove saved by Boyce. The rebound is put home. Number 10 is able to get the rebound past Boyce, and he makes it a 2-1 game. Time of the goal, minute 28 remaining. Number 10 unassisted, and West Milford Pequannock has cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1, Pope John over West Milford Pequannock. Here's a face-off, won by the Lions. Luke Walsh inside the zone. Along the far boards now. Here's Rusin with it. Rusin comes in on the backhand. Rusin to Tokar. The shot saved by Boyce. The rebound's loose. And Formisano was able to steal it away from number 4 and make sure he didn't get a rebound shot on Boyce into an open net. So Formisano saving a goal there. And now with the steal, Formisano over the blue line. Michael Formisano in the shot on goal. Saves Seidner. And he'll hold on into the catching glove area. And Seidner holds on for the face-off. 56.5 seconds to go. First period. 2-1. Pope John leads over West Milford Pequannock. Shots on goal, 10-6. Formisano will take the draw. He wins it. Goes back to Dixon. It's in his skates, and it escapes the zone. Armiger will play it over to Josh Boyce. Here's Boyce. Now Luke Walsh over the blue line. Walsh looking for room. He's tripped down. No call. We play on. And right in front of us, there is Dixon. Dixon, Tokar on him.
Oh, hey, Mr. Formisano.
Hey, how's it going, Braden? Braden Clyde from West Milford Pequannock, who we know from the Skylands Kings team. Saying a hi, I appreciate that. The good thing about this middle school league is that these kids all play together, so they're all friends until they hit the ice. But there's a nice hello by Braden. Here's Logan Dixon. Dixon across the blue line. Dixon along the near boards, stolen away. And now here comes West Milford Pequannock. As the buzzer sounds, not enough time to get into the Pope John end. So, 2 goals, one by Ryan Walsh, one by Luke Walsh, and then number 10 is able to score for West Milford Pequannock to cut the lead to 2-1. And that's where we stand after one period. Pope John leads West Milford Pequannock 2-1. We'll be back to the Forum inside Skylands Ice World right after this. Yeah, thanks so much. Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah.
How long you been doing that for?
About 3-4 years. Yeah, it really started like about the pandemic because we were only allowed to have one parent in the ring.
Oh, okay.
And as we started doing it, so all these people popping out of the woodwork saying, "Oh, I can watch the game now. I can't get to the ring. I can watch it." I said, "Well, let's just keep doing it." So And we did it for Skylands, and we did it for Pope John now and everything. And so we're just doing it. People just they've been coming all out of the woodwork watching. So it was like, all right, cool, let's just keep doing it. So. Yeah, West Milford's really good. High Point's good. Pope John. There's a couple others, but yeah, this is one of the better games. Thanks so much. Welcome back to Skylands Ice World inside the Forum for Pope John Middle School Hockey. Mike Formisano along with you calling tonight's action as Pope John 6-0 are taking on West Milford Pequannock. Team switch sides, now the longer shift as they have to go from the long end to get back to their benches. Pope John going left to right now in their blue uniforms trimmed by white. West Milford Pequannock in their gray uniforms trimmed by gold and white. Puck comes out to Ziegler. Ziegler will retreat into his own zone. Pass to Stillwagon's out of the reach and sent in by Braden Klein. Klein out of Rusin, back to Klein. Marshall trying to steal it away, can't do so. Here's Hannah Marshall. Now Rusin along the boards. Marshall will pass it out to Ziegler. Ziegler to Hayden Marshall. Marshall looking for a break, trying to get around the defense. And he gets his way through, but by the time he gets to the boards, both West Milford players on top of him, so he can't do anything with it. Now it's at the point. Here's Ziegler. Ziegler will pass it off to Walsh. Intercepted by number 10 for West Milford, and he clears the zone. The goal scorer for West Milford tonight. Number 10 looking for number 2. Blocker glove save by James Boyce. Big save. And now an interception by Klein as he looks to play it into the zone, and he does. He wraps it around behind the net. There's Hannah Marshall, number 17 for Pope John. Johnny Tokar now with it. Pass across the 10. He fans on the shot. Ziegler will play it off the boards, but not out. Held by Cooper. Trevor Cooper, number 15 for West Milford Pequannock. Starting to pick up the players on West Milford Pequannock. I recognize them. As I said, they all play together. So Ziegler, number 23 with it for Pope John. Gives it to Hayden Marshall. Marshall to Stillwagon. That comes outside the zone. Now Stillwagon with it. Ziegler, Marshall takes it away. Marshall runs into the referee, and it goes back the other way. So, bad break from Pope John, but they'll regroup, and we'll see what they're able to do now. Here's Ziegler. Out of his own zone into neutral ice, over the red line. Ziegler turns back around, now brings it over the blue. Shot deflected down, and it goes back over to West Milford Pequannock. Off the far boards now. Racing in, here's Ken with the shot. Blocker glove saved by James Boyce. It bounces off the dasher and comes down to the ice. Into the Zamboni doors. There's Armiger working hard to play the puck out of the corner. To Josh Boyce. Boyce tied up by Tokar. Tokar has it for West Milford Pequannock. Back to the point. Goes in the far corner. He's number 17 for West Milford. Over to Tokar. Back to 17. In front. Poked away. Slap shot fanned on. And now break to Formisano. Formisano has a break if he hurries. Formisano being tied up by 17. The shot on goal. And he collides into the net. And the save by Seidner. And I don't think they're going to call a penalty on number 17. He was able to tie Formisano up. And they say that he did it cleanly. So, saved by Seidner. And Formisano with an opportunity there, but he couldn't get the puck past the netminder. 12:08 to go in the second period. 2-1, Pope John leads over West Milford Pequannock. We are here live inside the Forum at Skylands Ice World. Mike Formisano along with you, calling tonight's action. Formisano will take the draw to the right of Seidner. West Milford wins it. It goes into the corner, and West Milford Pequannock can play it off along the boards. No nicknames for West Milford Pequannock. It's a combination of two different school districts, so, and they each have different nicknames for their teams, so, but nothing for the combination. Here's Luke Walsh. Walsh on the side, right on the goal line. He's in the corner. Walsh does a 360, passes it off to Josh Boyce. It's off his stick. And here comes West Milford Pequannock. Number 17 over the blue line. Past Aiden Armiger. He comes in on the backhand now, looking to get a shot off. He can't do so. He overskated the goal. Now here's Logan Dixon behind. Dixon. And it comes through the James Boyce, and Boyce will cover. Good save by Boyce, who's been the netminder for Pope John for most of this season. I know that Jason Trezza played the first game, and they had Evan Dixon in there for a couple of games, and they've all played well, but James Boyce has been the goaltender for the majority of the year, and he has played brilliantly for Pope John. 6-0. It's tough to have any problems with his game if he has no losses on the ledger, right? 11-11 to go. Cornet right along the boards. Number 10 passes it in. Number 98, Ryan Walsh, tied up there. Tokar trying to dig it out. It comes out to Ryan Walsh. Walsh, number 98, with Tristan Stillwagon, 24. Walsh across the blue. The pass to Stillwagon deflected. Past Seidner. He couldn't settle it down. It trickled past him, but out of harm's way for West Milford. Shot comes in by Stillwagon, saved by Seidner. He's trying to cover, and he slides through. Tristan Stillwagon with the goal. And Pope John takes a 3-1 lead. So the puck was loose inside the crease. Seidner couldn't cover, and Stillwagon's able to slide it underneath the pads. Tristan Stillwagon with the goal, and Pope John leads 3-1. 10:32 remaining, second period. Stillwagon unassisted for his first goal of the game. So now Ryan Walsh, Luke Walsh, and Tristan Stillwagon with goals, and Pope John leads by a deuce. Face-off won by West Milford Pequannock. It goes over to Trevor Cooper, and it comes inside the zone, picked up there by Ziegler. Roddy Ziegler over the blue, now over the red. Ziegler carries across the red. Shot on goal, he fanned on it. It may have been deflected, and it slid into Seidner, and he's able to cover and no further play. Wholesale changes for West Milford Pequannock. Pope John keeping their same personnel. It'll be to the left of Seidner. Formasano will take the draw. He's got Josh Boyce out there along with Luke Walsh, Hannah Marshall, and Ronnie Ziegler at the points. Puck comes back to Boyce and stolen away by Rusin, and Rusin's got a break. Boyce racing to try and catch up. Here's Rusin. Rusin with the shot. Oh, he couldn't get a stick on it as he was sliding past the left post. He may have been able to put it inside the left post if he had his stick down on it. However, it just slid past the post, and he couldn't get a shot off. Here's Josh Boyce to Formasano. Formasano, Luke Walsh with him. And it's tied up there, and it comes back outside the zone. Here's Johnny Tokar. Tokar over the blue, the pass to Rusin. End-to-end action. The pass across to Tokar. Saved by Boyce. Tokar, the rebound saved by Boyce. And it comes out to Formasano. And now Pope John going the other way. Here's the pass to Luke Walsh. Walsh at center ice. Luke Walsh inside the zone. Walsh, pass to Formasano, the shot. Save Seidner. And he'll hold on. Excellent end-to-end action by both West Milford Pequannock and Pope John. And with 9:23 remaining second period, it is 3-1 Lions over West Milford Pequannock. Aiden Marshall will take the draw. You got Stillwagon out there on the right. Ryan Walsh on the left. Back to the point to Dixon. Dixon fires. Wide left. The rebound by Stillwagon. Over the crossbar and into the far corner. Now Dixon with it. Dixon will circle around. Logan Dixon behind the net. Dixon on the backhand. Trying to get around number 10. Picked up by number 21. And here's Stillwagon who steals it away and makes sure that West Milford doesn't get a break. Armiger, good defense, and he clears it, but not out. Held by 10. 10 at the hash marks. Now on the face-off dot. Shot comes in. Slid through the crease and picked up by Tokar in the corner. Johnny Tokar has it now poked away. And it comes outside the zone where West Milford Pequannock will regroup. Here's number 17 for WMPQ. Over the blue line, now over the red. Coming inside the zone, 17 with a burst of speed. The shot on goal, wide and into the far corner near the Zamboni doors. Here's Ryan Walsh, he clears his own, and Trevor Cooper picks it up. Cooper over the blue line. Cooper passes it off. Number 10 with it for West Milford. Ryan Walsh forechecking. Staying right on him. Good defense by Walsh. Number 10 does elude him and gets inside the Pope John end. Here is Tokar. Johnny Tokar tied up by Arminger. Good defensive play by him. And now, here is Pope John outside the zone. Boyce after it. Number 5, Braden Klein will pick it up for West Milford. Off the glass, takes a strange bounce as it must have hit the metal holding the glass together because it didn't bounce with the glass. It hit off the metal and came straight out. Here's Luke Walsh. Walsh with the backhand pass to Boyce. Now to Marshall. Marshall with the shot. Deflected, and it goes in the corner. Number 15, Trevor Cooper, got a stick on it. Arminger tried to send it in. It's underneath 3 players and now sent out of the zone by West Milford. And here comes Tokar. Johnny Tokar in. The shot. Saved by Boyce. And he'll hold on. 7:04 remaining. Second period. 3-1 Pope John leads over West Milford Pequannock. We are halfway through inside the Forum in Skylands Ice World. Shots on goal. Pope John leading 16-13. And they're up by a deuce on the scoreboard. Face off to the right of James Boyce. It'll be Michael Formisano taking it for Pope John, and then number 4 for West Milford Pequannock. Formisano, Marshall, Ziegler, Luke Walsh, and Hannah Marshall out there for Pope John, along with James Boyce between the pipes. Here's Hayden Marshall. Tried to break the zone, can't do so. Number 17 holds it in for West Milford. It's behind the net. There's Rusin. Rusin pokes at it. Number 4 has it. Now over to Ziegler. Roddy Ziegler. It's loose in front of the goal. Tokar wraps it around. He shoots. It's loose. Tried to put the rebound home. Can't do so. Number 11, Seb Rusin with it. Back to the point to 17. Fires. Deflected. And wide left. And here's Ziegler. It's in the referee's skates. Now Tokar. Tokar with the shot. Off the glass. And picked up by 17. West Milford's had it down in the Pope John end for a good 45 seconds now. Pope John finally able to break the zone. No, they can't because we have a whistle as a player's down for West Milford Pequannock. That's number 17. And so Pope John's going to get a penalty. We'll get the official announcement. Michael Formisano called for the trip. And so with 6:14 remaining second period, West Milford Pequannock will go to their first power play of the evening. Formisano for tripping with 6:14 to go in the second. Face-off to the left of Boyce. And so now West Milford even longer inside the zone. 17 fans on the shot. Now goes over to 10. 10 along the boards for West Milford. Hannah Marshall on him. Now to Tokar. Tokar on the right side on the goal line. Sharp angle shot. Saved by Boyce. It's loose. Goes back behind the net where Ziegler picks it up. Minute 5 remaining, and Ziegler's able to clear the zone. And since it's deflected, no icing on the play. No, they're going to call it. Wow. Well, he deflected it, so I'm surprised that they called it. But either way, it'll be an icing and a face-off all the way down in the Pope John end. So three more games for Pope John after this contest tonight. They'll take a week off for Martin Luther King weekend. As many of the players have tournaments for their travel teams. All right, so the referees are compromised. They're going to have to face off just outside the Pope John zone. It'll be Stillwagon taking the draw. But anyway, Pope John returns to action against Ringwood 2 weeks from now here at Skylands. And then they'll take on High Point on the 28th of January. And then February 4th, the regular season finale against Jefferson, the Falcons, the defending champions, who Pope John has defeated twice so far. But the second game a lot closer than the first. First one was 9-2. Second one, I think, was 5-3. Puck goes behind the net now. Tokar has it. Tokar on the side. Trying to get the shot off. It's deflected down. 25 seconds to go on the minor to Formisano. Here's Ryan Walsh. Walsh breaks free. Walsh coming in. Walsh with the shot. Save. Rebounds loose. And it goes wide as Stillwagon wasn't able to tuck it inside the right post. Now knocked down by Dixon. And here's Tokar. 10 seconds to go. Was it Perry? Michael Perry?
Other one's Stockholm.
Oh, okay. So getting some instruction there. Formisano out of the box now as the penalty's over. 4:42. Okay, so that's Michael Perry with the right-handed shot. We'll see if we can get Tokar. But the problem is with no numbers on the jerseys. You'll forgive me if I don't get the names correct if they don't have a name or number. Here is Rusin, number 11. Pass across. The shot on goal. Blocker glove save and hit off the top of the net and came back down behind. Now it's loose as Boyce tries to cover, and he does. So, James Boyce has been stellar in net, only one goal behind him. Okay, I can pick it up now. Johnny Tokar's got a number 8 on the back of his jersey, and Michael Perry has no number. So they're both wearing white jerseys. They're New Jersey Jets uniforms. It's an old joke in football. New Jersey Jets, they refer to the NFL team. And I know a lot of Jets won't like that. But New Jersey, New York, it's all the same, right? Well, not particularly. However, for football, it's New York Giants, New York Jets. And Jets fans going to be happy today anyway. They defeated the Patriots earlier today in NFL football in a great game at Foxborough. Not well played, but it was a snow game. So anytime you get snow and the elements involved, it's fun to watch those games. So Jets fans have to be happy. The Giants are playing right now. Anyway, Perry and Tokar have their New Jersey Jets white jerseys on, and now we know that Perry has no number. Tokar has a number. So here's number 17 inside the zone. Coming in on net. Goes around behind, trying to slam home the rebound. Well, not really a rebound. He was going with a wraparound attempt and couldn't get through on net. Adam Marshall with it, number 17 for Pope John. Pass to Luke Walsh, number 11. Stolen away. The Hayden Marshall picks it up for Pope John. 3:19 to go in the second period. Here's Marshall. Marshall on the face-off dot to Walsh. He scores! Luke Walsh tips it in. Off the Hayden Marshall pass through the crease. And Luke Walsh with his second of the game. It's 4-1 Pope John. Here's the official announcement.
Number 11 with the goal from 36.
Oh, Luke Walsh is second in the game, assisted by Hayden Marshall. And Pope John leads 4-1. 3:10 remaining, second period. Formisano will take the draw. He wins it, gives it back to Armiger. Number 21 for West Milford, chasing it down. Armiger has it in the corner. Now here's Perry. Stolen away by Formisano. Formisano, right in front of us. Braden Klein and number 10 checking into him, and they're able to take the puck away. Now here is number 15, Trevor Cooper. Pass across to Perry. Perry to 10. 10 with the shot. Wide left off the boards. Here's Stillwagon in the near boards now to Formisano. Formisano trying to break the zone, and he does, and it comes all the way down the ice as Rusin can't control it. And Trevor Cooper, number 15 for West Milford, Pequannock will jump on it. Here's Braden Klein. Over to number 21. Number 21 takes a slash across the ankles from Formisano. No call when we play on. He'll just call it a love tap, I'm sure. Here's Dixon at the blue line. They're onside. Ryan Walsh will play it in. So Ryan Walsh with the goal tonight. Luke Walsh with 2. And you know they'll be needling each other about it after the game. Here is Dixon in the corner. Minute 45 to go, second period. Held in by 21, now in the corner to 10. 10 behind the net. Now in front of Perry, the shot. Saved by Boyce. Oh, he's able to go ahead and stop that one-timer right on the left post. Here's Cooper. Back below. Armiger's is able to clear it. Comes over to Formisano, pokes it head past Klein. Formisano, he's got Ryan Walsh with him. It's rolling on him. Formisano with the pass to Walsh. Walsh with the shot. Oh, over the crossbar, and it goes into the near corner. So good 2-on-1 by Formisano and Walsh, and I'll tell you, as you watch them skate together, if you ever get a chance, you know, they've been playing for years on the on the Skylands Kings team. And Formisano and Walsh always, to me, have seemed to have this certain chemistry with them, able to make plays. And the pass from Formisano to Walsh and then the shot, it's something to see. Just something you can't describe. Puck behind the net there is Ziegler, and Ziegler's taken down, and West Milford Pequannock is going to be called for a penalty. Here's Walsh, Ryan Walsh, who has just transformed his game over the years and has become a fantastic player. Pope John very fortunate to have him on the roster. Well, West Milford Pequannock will be going to the box. Michael Perry not happy with it, but he'll go to the sin bin nonetheless. 4-1, Pope John leads with 30 seconds to go in the second period. So Luke Walsh with a pair, Ryan Walsh with a goal, and Tristan Stillwagon with one, and there's your scoring for Pope John. Meanwhile, number 10 for West Milford Pequannock, the only goal. The goaltender's Nolan Seidner for West Milford Pequannock in place of Cody Truce tonight, and James Boyce in net for Pope John. Puck's behind the net, looking for a wraparound attempt off the mask of Seidner as Walsh was looking for the hat trick. And so a face-off, and we'll get one to the left of Seidner. "12 seconds have elapsed on the penalty to Perry. It'll be Hayden Marshall taking the draw against Johnny Tokar. Here's a face-off, win by Hayden. Pass intercepted by number 17 for West Milford Pequannock. Ziegler with a check on him, and a penalty as he got the arms up with 6.9 seconds to go. That's going to negate the Pope John power play. Here's the official announcement.
23 boarding.
A boarding call on Ziegler, and with 6.9 to go, we will play four-side for at least the rest of the period. Minute 8 remaining on the penalty to Perry, and then Ziegler's penalty will start now, so he won't get out until about a minute and a half in to the third period. Okay. Face-off won by Pope John. Pass ahead to Marshall. He gets a hand to the face, and Rooston picks up the puck, and so that's the end of the second period. Pope John's able to add to their lead, and after two periods, it's 4-1, Pope John leading over West Milford Pequannock. We'll be back for third period action inside the Forum at Skylands Ice World right after this.
I think I need to go to the bench.
And you would think that here they're actually pulling these calls. How many penalties do they take when they get that? 0 has 2.
Welcome back to Skylands Ice World inside the Forum for Pope John Junior Lions Middle School Hockey. Mike Formisano here calling tonight's action. Thank you so much for joining us as Pope John leads West Milford Pequannock 4-1 Teams will skate 4-on-4 due to penalties to Michael Perry, with minute 1 remaining in that minor. And then Ronnie Ziegler calls for a penalty with 6.9 seconds to go in the second period. So he's got a minute 23 to serve. Here's the face-off won by Hayden Marshall that goes inside the West Milford Pequannock end. Played along the near boards there. Logan Dixon now has it at the point. Slips around number 10.
F3 high.
Got Cooper on him. Hayden Marshall behind the net. Hayden will send it back into the near corner. Pope John in their blue jerseys, trimmed by white. And white names and numbers on the back with the Pope John logo and the Pope John Middle School name on the front. Here's Hayden Marshall. Takes it over the red line, now over the blue. Marshall skating in. Marshall trying to break free. Can't do so. He's off the backboards now. Over to Aiden Armiger. Armiger along the far point. It's picked up in front by Trevor Cooper, and Cooper will carry it over the blue line. Now comes across the red. Cooper inside the Pope John zone, but he's offside. 8 seconds to go on the minor to Perry. You only open the door for me?
I did a business decision. They're all going to come to me now.
Okay. All right, well, let's say you go.
Business decision.
Okay. So Ronnie Ziegler saying it's a business decision. He's going to go ahead and try and draw him up penalties as he gets out of the box. Face-off just outside the Pope John end. Formasano will take it against number 21 for West Milford. 8 seconds to go on the minor to Perry. Here's Formasano. Stolen away, and now number 21 takes it. No, Rooston has it, and stolen away by Ryan Walsh. Penalties over to Perry, so West Milford on an abbreviated power play. Rooston with it inside the zone. Only for a few seconds, however, as West Milford holds it in the Pope John end. 8 seconds to go on the minor to Ziegler. Shot comes in. Bad save by Boyce. It's off along the glass. And Ziegler's out of the box, and we are back to 5-side hockey. Dixon carries it now over the blue line, and he's offside. Looks like Walsh may have been a quarter of a step ahead, maybe Formasano as well. So anyway, offside on Pope John. And so with 13:29 to go here in the early third, Pope John leading by 3. Shots on goal in favor of the Lions, 20-18. Here's a face-off just outside the West Milford Pequannock end. Formasano wins it, but it goes over the Rooston. Rooston at the red line. Stolen away by Ryan Walsh. Here's Walsh turning on the Jets. Walsh on the backhand. The pass across. It hit a defenseman, and Walsh jumps on it. Walsh has it on the far end now. Now to Luke Walsh. Walsh in front. Trying to get the Formasano now. Ryan Walsh the shot. He scores! Ryan Walsh with the backhander into the top of the net. Past Nolan Seidner. And Ryan Walsh, his second of the night. And so Pope John leads 5-1. 13:09 remaining in the third period. Here's the official announcement. Ryan Walsh unassisted, and the Lions lead by 4. So now Luke Walsh has lost his bragging rights for the time being, saying he was up on Ryan in goals tonight. They both have 2, and I'm sure Dad Jim and Mama Lissa will be proud. Pass comes over to, try to get a number there for West Milford. There's Michael Perry with it in front, and comes all the way back down. Trevor Cooper with it. It was number 10 for West Milford Pequannock. Here's Cooper over the red line. Now Cooper coming into the Pope John end. Gets past Boyce, but not past Ziegler. Ronnie Ziegler with it now. So we'll see if Ziegler's true to his word, and he said he was going to try and draw some penalties. I don't know. Here's a breakaway by Marshall. The shot just wide right and picked up by West Milford. Outside the zone, here's number 10. Over the blue line. Pass across to Perry. Now over to 10. 10 with the shot. Blocker glove save by Boyce. It's loose on the left post and goes back behind the net. Perry on the near side. Puck comes back to the point. Being tied up by Stillwagon there. Tristan Stillwagon will carry it over the blue and outside the zone. Now over the red. Stillwagon looking to break loose. Stillwagon goes in the corner, and he'll regroup there. Now shot in, and it just missed the right post and went behind the net. Number 10 for West Milford Pequannock is able to pick it up off the stick of Josh Boyce. Puck stolen away. Here's Luke Walsh out of the bench. He came onto the ice. It's now 2-on-1. Luke Walsh with it. The shot on goal. Blocker glove saved by Nolan Seidner. And it goes into the corner. So Luke was looking for the hat trick there. Now to Ryan Walsh. The shot wide left. Luke picks it up behind the net. Goes down to one leg and he draws the penalty. The backhand shot. He scores from an almost impossible angle. Luke Walsh with the backhander. A hat trick for number 11. And Pope John leads 6-1. So now Luke can regain those bragging rights. 3 goals for him, 2 for Ryan. We'll see if Ryan can match up. 6-1. The Walsh brothers getting it done for Pope John. Formasano will take the draw. Luke Walsh with the goal. His hat trick. And we have 11:07 remaining. It's 6-1, Pope John. Face-off won by Formasano. It goes back to Dixon. Dixon off of number 8, Tokar. Dixon picks it up. All over the blue line, now over the red. Sent back in. Number 4 with it for West Milford Pequannock. Pope John trying to play it in. Number 17 there for West Milford. Ryan Walsh steals it away. Ryan Walsh passed across to Formasano, and it went through the Seidner instead. He was able to make the save, and Formasano not able to jump on the puck. Here is number 17. So that Walsh-Formasano Walsh line tonight has been electric for Pope John. 2 goals by Ryan Walsh, 3 by brother Luke. And, what else can you say? Here's Sevrusin. The backhand shot saved by Boyce. It's loose, and Boyce covers with the catching glove. Big save off the rebound by James Boyce, who's been stellar in net. And a collision here in front, and we've got some activity there between Formasano and one of the players for West Milford Pequannock. .10:03 remaining, third period. Pope John leading with 5. Comes back to Trevor Cooper at the point. He'll slam it back in. Goes behind where Hannah Marshall picks it up. Marshall is still wagging. Knocked off the puck by number 10. Goes to 21. Now back to Michael Perry. Perry with the pass across. And number 10 fans on the shot. He has it in the far corner. Being defended by Ziegler. Ronnie Ziegler with it. Gets around number 21. Now he holds it on top of the face-off circle. And he'll send it all the way down. And it'll be an icing as it went past Boyce. He wasn't able to get a stick on it. 9:31 remaining. 6-1. Pope John over West Milford Pequannock. Goals by Tristan Stillwagon and Luke Walsh, 3 of them, and Ryan Walsh, 2. Number 10, the lone goal scorer for West Milford Pequannock tonight. Shots on goal favoring Pope John, 23-20. Ziegler will take the draw against Perry. Here it is. Ziegler wins it, gives it to Hayden Marshall. Marshall, number 36. He's got an assist tonight on a goal. Number 21 has it along the near boards, now to Perry. Perry in front of 10. Pass doesn't get there. Comes back to the point where Braden Klein has it. Klein tied up by Stillwagon. Now to Perry. Perry in front. Hannah Marshall, good defense. She's able to knock it off Perry's stick. And here comes Pope John. The Lions over the blue line. There's Ziegler. Ronnie Ziegler with the shot. Deflected down off of Trevor Cooper. Now in the far corner near the Zamboni doors. Josh Boyce in there. Helping out. Now Hayden Marshall along with number 10 for West Milford Pequannock. Clock's down to 8:43 remaining, third period. Ziegler ties up his man. Number 10 is able to steal the puck away. Ziegler over the blue. Ziegler at the high slot. Oh, he gets a collision there by Perry. He's able to sidestep it, so the brunt of the hit, he was able to miss. Logan Dixon, who's been stellar on defense today. Talk about Logan Dixon. You see his speed, and you see how he's been an anchor back there for the Lions in this game. Dixon with the pass in front to Ziegler. He just can't tee it up. And West Milford Pequannock is able to steal it away. Over the red line, the pass to Perry. Here's Perry over to number 10. The shot on goal. Blocker glove saved by Boyce. Oh, Boyce big again in net for Pope John. And here is Luke Walsh with the pass to Ziegler. Off his skates. Number 17 will play it in for West Milford Pequannock. We're down to 7:45 to go. Here's Luke Walsh, stolen away by West Milford, and they come into the Pope John zone. Along the far board, shot in. James Boyce gets the stick down on it. Good save by him. Now Walsh over to Marshall. Marshall pokes in the head. Ryan Walsh coming in. Walsh with the shot. And Zeidner is able to get a piece of it, but Walsh still holds on to the puck. Walsh, cross ice pass to Marshall. Into Luke Walsh. It doesn't get in the corner there. Now Ryan Walsh takes it back below the goal line and behind the net. Luke Walsh in, well, it's not really the corner, it's more back behind. Now Ryan Walsh, puck on his forehand, pass across to Luke, behind the goal, being tied up. Now Walsh looking to pass. He'll pull it back, goes back into the corner, sends it around behind the net and into the near corner. There's Dixon. Dixon tied up, pass to Ryan Walsh. Walsh with it. Walsh behind the shot, he scores! Ryan Walsh is able to flip it over the shoulders of Seidner and into the top of the net, just underneath the crossbar. So, a hat trick from Ryan, a hat trick for Luke, one for Tristan Stillwagon, and there are your goals for Pope John. 7-1, as the Lions looking for 7th heaven. Face-off between Formisano and Rusin. Rusin wins it, goes back to Cooper, along the far boards. Here's Trevor Cooper, shot on goal, glove saved by James Boyce. Cool like a cucumber. 6:23 remaining, third period. Pope John up 7-1. Formisano and Rusin again. Now Rusin wins that draw too. It goes across to Cooper. Cooper deflected by Tokar, and it goes over the crossbar and off the glass. Now here's Rusin in the corner. Luke Walsh tying him up. Great defense by Luke Walsh there. The fundamentals of these guys have just been stellar tonight. Puck's tied up underneath the skates of Tokar. Finally comes out to Rusin, the shot over the crossbar and into the far corner. Now here's Tokar with it. Back behind the net. Looking to free himself up. Stolen away by Dixon. Logan Dixon with it. Over to Luke Walsh. Walsh to Formisano. Formisano outside the zone. He still has possession. He carries it into the blue line. Knocked down. And it goes over to West Milford Pequannock. Formisano wanted a penalty there. He didn't get it. Here's Ziegler. Tokar steals it away. It was borderline. Formisano tying up the puck there. Now it comes back out to Stillwagon. Stillwagon goes into the far corner with it. Now Logan Dixon looking to play back in. Dixon skates in on side, trying to get around Cooper. Dixon shoves Cooper off the puck. Dixon with the pass back to Ziegler. Roddy Ziegler fires. He scores! A howitzer by Roddy Ziegler from the point. And it's 8-1 Pope John. Ziegler's goal comes with 4:51 remaining in the third period. Pope John 8, West Milford Pequannock 1. Ziegler with that blistering shot from the point makes it 8-1. Lions over West Milford Pequannock. Now in front, Perry steals it for West Milford. Inside the zone to pass across to Ted. Ted with the shot, rebounds loose, and Perry can't put it home. Here's Ziegler. Pass out, and it goes over to number 27 for West Milford. Stolen away by Stillwagon. Stillwagon comes inside the zone. Josh Boyce in front. Looking to put it home, he can't do so. Seidner ties him up. And West Milford Pequannock takes it away. Number 17 with the puck now for WMPQ. Out to number 10. Adam Marshall defending that. Now Ted with the shot. High over the crossbar and off the glass. Perry with it. Michael Perry along the goal line. Perry looking to play it loose. He can't do so. Can't get past the goaltender and get a good shot on net. Now number 4 with it for West Milford. Over to 17. 17 with a shot over the crossbar by about a foot. And so now here is number 10 with it. Hannah Marshall steps in and steals the puck. And Hayden plays it outside the zone. We're down to 3:43 remaining. Third period. Pope John comfortably ahead, 8-1 in this one. They'll get a week break for the Martin Luther King weekend, as many of the players will be on tournaments for their travel teams. They'll pick back up at 7 p.m. on January 21st, Sunday, January 21st, right here at Skylands Ice World. They'll take on Ringwood. And I promised everybody earlier in the season I would try and find out what the L stood for in the jerseys. I think I found out. I think it stands for Lancers. But I have to go ahead and confirm that. So if anybody can confirm it for me, let me know. But I think that's what it is. Anyway, we got a penalty here against West Milford Pequannock. Holding call against number 4 for West Milford. And so Pope John will go to the power play. Shots are even now at 25 apiece. But it's Pope John leading 8-1 over West Milford Pequannock. As we said earlier, please join us on Tuesday at 4 p.m. from Pope John High School inside the gym as the boys middle school team will take on Unity Charter. I think it's our first home game at Pope John of the season, so we'll be there for that. And then on Wednesday at 4 p.m., as Ryan Walsh shoots it just wide left of the post. Please join us at 4 p.m. as Pope John girls basketball. They will take on Long Valley. And then Thursday, we'll be on the road again at Black River Middle School as Pope John boys basketball team. They'll take on Black River. So an exciting week of Pope John athletics here on the channel. And please join us for those games throughout the week. Here is Ryan Walsh. Walsh on the backhand. The shot. Saved by Seidner. Now on the forehand. He was able to switch it to the forehand for the shot. And it was still stopped by Seidner. Now to Dixon. Logan Dixon with the shot. No goal. It hit off the corner of the crossbar and the post. It didn't really ring much, so it must have hit just on the side of it. So I didn't hear that ring you would normally hear if it hits flush. It hit the corner of the crossbar and the post. So Dixon misses a goal by maybe 3 inches. Here's 17 with the shot. He scores underneath the arm of James Boyce. I remember seeing a goal like that a long time ago. It went right underneath the arm of the goaltender, just like that, as the player was pulling away from a left-handed shot. And I'll tell you about it in a second. Number 17 with a goal for West Milford Pequannock. That goal was reminiscent of, if you remember the United States and Russia game, Soviet Union in 1980 in the Winter Olympics, Miracle on Ice. Ruzioni's goal to give the United States the 4-3 lead with 10 minutes remaining. That shot by Ruzioni went right under the arm of Vladimir Mushkin, just like that. Right underneath the arm, the right arm, as the player was pulling away on the shot. Here's Trevor Cooper in on Boyce. Boyce makes the save, and he covers. No further play. Yeah, it was a very famous goal, obviously. If you remember the 1980 U.S. men's hockey team. That was the goal that got them through to the final game in first place. It was a round robin, so it wasn't like a semifinal. Everybody thinks that the game against Soviet Union was for the gold medal, but it was not. They had to win against Finland on Sunday morning, or they were in danger of finishing in fourth place and outside of the medals altogether. Soviet Union plays Sweden that afternoon on Sunday. The United States had to beat Finland to secure the gold, and they did, 4-2. Hook behind the net, there's Hayden Marshall with it. He is tied up by Johnny Tokar. Comes back out, Braden Klein holds it for West Milford Pequannock, now over to Perry. Stolen away by Ziegler. Ronnie Ziegler over the blue line, now over the red. Poked away by Braden Klein. We have a minute to go here in the third period. Pass across, just out of the reach of Tokar. He'll pick it up behind. Stillwagon now carries it behind and into the corner and off the boards. It's held by Klein. Stillwagon trying to push it out, can't do so. as Klein wraps it in. And Hannah Marshall now with it. Marshall, pass up to Hayden Marshall, her brother. Held in by Michael Perry, and a pass across. Here's the slap shot, wide of the net. Tokar on the puck along the near boards. Into Perry. Michael Perry behind the goal line. Tried to send it into the crease area. Couldn't do so. We're down to 20 seconds. Here's Klein. Klein into Perry. Perry in the far corner. Puck comes squirting through over the blue line, and as he plays it back in, Trevor Cooper, it's on and offside. 10.7 seconds to go as Pope John leading 8-2. Again, we'll be off for next Sunday, so please join us in a couple of weeks against Ringwood. Puck along the boards, played in by Michael Perry. Perry looking for one last push towards the goal. And he's back behind the net. He runs out of time. There's the buzzer. The Pride has spoken. The Pope John Lions defeat West Milford Pequannock 8-2. Hat tricks by Luke Walsh and Ryan Walsh, along with goals from Tristan Stillwagon and Ronnie Ziegler. And that's the scoring for Pope John. Great game in net by James Boyce, only allowing 2 goals on 26 shots. And Pope John goes to 7th heaven. They are 7-0 on the season as they turn back West Milford Pequannock 8-2. Please join us in 2 weeks as Pope John will take on Ringwood here at Skylands Ice World inside either the Forum or Coliseum. We don't know which ice they'll be assigned to, but we will be here for that. That's a 7 p.m. start. And then please join us on Tuesday for Pope John boys basketball, middle school, as well as girls basketball on Wednesday, and the boys again on the road on Thursday. So for everyone here at Pope John, actually at Skylands Ice World, it's Pope John Junior Lions defeating West Milford Pequannock 8-2. Have a good night, everyone, and we will see you in a couple of weeks for more Pope John Middle School hockey.